Namaste. The tears of a young widow ask tonight. The wails of a distraught mother ask tonight. Are we not allowed to have a difference of opinion? Is it okay to cancel someone out just because their political opinion differs from yours? The story of Kushinagar, of Babar Ali, who despite being threatened repeatedly, not only actively canvassed for the BJP but also celebrated the return of the party under the Modi-Yogi combine. It was Rashan and Sushasan that convinced Babar and his family to break the communal Lakshman Rekha drawn by his family and relatives and ink their support for the BJP. But he was lynched by his own relatives on the 20th of this month, pelted with stones, chased, hounded, pelted with stones, beaten repeatedly, and then thrown off the terrace of his second-storied house right in front of his mother and wife. The family has named 8 people as the principal lynchers. 2 have been arrested, 6 are absconding, and the local Thana in charge has been suspended for negligence. There is, ladies and gentlemen, a larger malaise. This is a larger malaise. Very radical, intolerant mindset. And it manifests in various forms. Let me ask you, how many of us have had friends unfriend us on Facebook or remove us from chat groups because we differ in our political selection, ideological inclination? Have you noticed this liberal gang being absolutely intolerant to a contrarian point of view? Branding someone a Bhakt, Sangi, Bika Hua, Godi, etc. just cause the person agrees with the current disposition, believes Prime Minister Modi is showing the right intent towards Bharat, or someone who just disagrees with the leftist Marxist appropriation of our history and speaks against the deliberate obliteration of our culture, both linguistic and religious identity. Now imagine if this mindset of cancel culture and mob marauding and social media and social circles takes a far more deadly and radical turn, where these bigots, brutes, radicals decide they will loot, lynch, rape, rob and ostracize anyone who believes in Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, driven by the politics of performance, delivery to the grassroots, to the least common denominator under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It is happening in many parts of the country. It happened and is still happening in Bengal and is manifest now in Uttar Pradesh too. Be it the case of Uzma in Bareilly, who was assaulted and threatened with 3 talaq for she voted for the BJP, or the lynching of Babar Ali. So who is communal? Who is bigoted? Who claims to be but is not secular, tolerant? This politics of appeasement has emboldened radicals, and the silence of the liberals tonight shows they are now hostage to the same radical mindset. They are intolerant. They are consumed by hate, and it is this hate that has consumed Babar Ali. The debate tonight, Sabka Saath hurting radicals. BJP ka Babar lynched is the hashtag. Tell us what you think. Let's go straight across to our guest, RP Singh of the BJP, Abhishek Banerjee, columnist, Sujata Paul, leader of the Congress Party, Aarti Agarwal, author and researcher. My namaste to everybody. So Sujata Paul, vote for the SP बोला था ना, नहीं किया, मार देंगे तुमको, काट देंगे तुमको, तुम्हारे ही घर के अंदर घुस के तुमको मारेंगे और तुम्हारे ही घर की छत से फेंक देंगे तुमको. How liberal, no? How tolerant?
This is barbaric. This is horrendous. And whoever has committed this crime must be brought to justice. But if you're going to talk about this happening only when it's against the BJP, please look carefully, because it is the BJP government which is there. The Baba bulldozer is not able to control anything because If somebody who is supporting his party is being lynched, this is really scary. And it is for the Bharatiya Janata Party to explain to us how this happened, why it happened, and how they will get justice for the family. There should be no politicization of this matter, and the Congress party has always stood against violence. So what are you talking about? You said radicals, definitely. If radicals are behaving in this manner, they should be brought to justice. And having repeated this a number of times that they should be brought to justice, I will give you one example of Uttarakhand, where Congress MLA Anupama Rawat had to sit on a dharna, at a police station because young boys were being picked up from school because they had voted for her. So anywhere and, across party lines, across the nation, if somebody is indulging in a crime, they should be punished. That's it.
So it's your fault, Sardar RP Singh. Whatever happens, it is your fault. Blame it on the BJP.
See, Anand, all my condolences and to the family of the Babar first. Secondly, Sujata Paul, leader, otherwise will come and tweet for everything which happens. Had this happened some other place or some other name, they would have come and tweeted, they would have made noise and they would have done everything. None of the liberals, none of the Rahul Gandhis, none of the Arvind Kejriwals, Priyanka Vadra, none of them. Last time I remember the group of leaders who came from Punjab to UP, none of them come because for them Muslim life doesn't matter. For them Babar's life doesn't matter because he's a BJP supporter, and they will never react on it because a person said that I'm a BJP supporter, and he expressed his happiness. He distributed laddus. He was hoisting the flag, but they will not react on it because for them, it's BJP's Babar's life doesn't matter. Had it been, I don't want to name, had it been someone else in Rajasthan, they would have flocked like anything. Or someone in Madhya Pradesh, they would flock like anything. But not here. This clearly shows that this liberal lobby, which is Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Vadra, Arvind Kejriwal, and few of the journalist friends from your fraternity who lead this lobby, they will not react and they will not act on this. They will not even utter a word. Yes, Yogi Adityanath ji has taken cognizance of the thing. Already inquiry is being set up. All those responsible are already arrested, and we are ensuring you that none will be left. This is not Bengal. This is not Mamata Banerjee's rule, where people can go scot-free, people can kill because he the leader of a TMC worker was bombed, so the complete family was wiped off. So it's not going to happen here. Strictest action will be taken by Yogi ji. Be rest assured, Baba's bulldozer will work on this also.
Sujata Paul, respond.
Yes, when you talk about Baba bulldozer, you're talking about making Uttar Pradesh a banana republic, and that is the reason why this has happened. And Mr. RP Singh, this is barbaric, and whatever may be the reason, he might be your supporter, but that doesn't mean that any one of us is ever going to support his lynching. Lynching is a word which has been associated with the Bharatiya Janata Party. Ever since you've come to power, people are being lynched, and this time if it's your supporter, it is even more concerning. Should you not look within yourself and find out why this happened and how this could have happened? Why is it that it was a Muslim who was
You're blaming about
manner?
why this happened because you're blaming that also on the BJP. Sujata Paul,
Absolutely, because
you're blaming why this happened also on the BJP.
The government
you're blaming the fact that there is a narrative on ground which says if you vote for the BJP, I will ostracise you socially. That narrative has stemmed from the BJP or it has stemmed from the opposition, and the opposition fueling this kind of a mentality. Abhishek Banerjee. Abhishek Banerjee. No, Sujata Paul, this is all. Did you not hear the family? Did you not hear the family, ma'am? Did you not hear the family, ma'am? I don't want to raise my voice, but please, let's not shirk blame and pass the buck here. Where is that champion of Ladki? Where is that champion of Ladki doing Padyatra today? Please let me ask you. Where are those people who were crying and wailing and beating their chest down in Alwar? Why are they not today in Kushinagar? Why are they not? All those people who are in Hathras, why are they not in Kushinagar? Why? This woman's life does not matter. Her husband has been lynched Does not matter.
Because
Why? Because there is a
the
BJP
BJP
flag
is
outside the house.
politicizing it.
See,
We
Sujata
stand
Paul,
with the
this
family.
is the mindset
We
I was
stand with the
questioning.
family.
This is the same
We stand
radical,
with the family.
hate-filled mindset which says BJP का है तो मर गया, कट गया, मरे, कटे, उसके साथ कुछ भी हो चलता
तुम्हें
है.
शर्म आनी
नहीं
चाहिए,
चलता
आनंद
है.
नरसिम्हा,
मैं आपको पूछ रहा हूँ,
इस
मैं
तरह की
आपको
बातें
पूछ रहा हूँ
बोलते
ना,
हुए।
मैं आपको पूछ रहा हूँ, जिन्होंने हाथरस पे खड़े होकर इतना तांडव किया कि लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन क्या है, लखीमपुर खेरी पे इतना तांडव किया कि लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन क्या है, आज कुशीनगर में तांडव क्यों नहीं कर रहे? क्यों बाहर बीजेपी का झंडा इसलिए लगा है? नो, आई एम आस्किंग यू. No, I am asking you, ma'am. I am asking you, ma'am. What is this mindset which says that I will not raise my voice against this kind of radical mindset of lynch mob? No, where are those people who are championing laws against lynching? Where are the champions of laws against lynching? Where are those people today? And why are they not tweeting and crying hoarse? Or could they not find that bucket of tears which they could shed? Because you saw the BJP flag still hanging outside that house. And that itself says it was a red flag. Oh my God, I can't show my emotion here क्योंकि मेरा narrative में fit नहीं बैठता. मेरे political narrative में fit नहीं बैठता. I have conditioned this group to hate BJP. How can they like BJP? The same thing was manifest in Udupi in Karnataka. How can they step out for BJP? How can they vote for BJP? They dare not vote for BJP. बीजेपी को वोट करोगे तो तुम्हारे दुकान से सामान खरीदना बंद कर देंगे, तुम्हारा घर से निकलना मुश्किल कर देंगे, तुमको मार देंगे. घर से क्या, गांव के अंदर मत आना. तूने बीजेपी को वोट किया था, अभी देखो तुम्हारा मैं क्या करता हूं. दिस माइंडसेट इज ऑल्सो द फॉल्ट ऑफ द बीजेपी. अभिषेक बैनर्जी, दिस माइंडसेट इज मैनिफेस्ट एवरीवेयर एंड दिस माइंडसेट इज ऑल्सो द फॉल्ट ऑफ द बीजेपी. हाउ दे स्पिन दिस नैरेटिव, ब्रिलियंट, पास्ट मास्टर्स एट इट.
You don't have answers to what I say.
You first answer my question, Sujata Paul.
I did.
वो जो बकेट भर के टैंकर भर के आंसू बहाने वाले थे वो कहाँ गए? जो 140 किलोमीटर पदयात्रा करने वाले थे वो कहाँ गए? कहाँ है आज? कहाँ है? सोशल मीडिया पर भी हाथ तो बानी कर रहे हैं. सोशल मीडिया पर भी कुछ नहीं बोला. Because this Babar Ali does not matter. Abhishek Banerjee.
Anand, what I have been saying for a while that the radicalization of India's so-called liberals is now becoming a serious problem. I mean, it has been almost 8 years. They have been unable to defeat the BJP electorally. And if you see this sentiment around on the liberal side or in certain communities, at the moment, it is pure bloodthirst. It's like, why, how come you still won Uttar Pradesh? How come you're still ruling the country? So they just want to kill. We saw the same sentiment manifest in Bengal. In Bengal, when the post-poll violence broke out, you can go to social media and see there was some eminent liberals who said cockroaches. If cockroaches are dying, the BJP workers are cockroaches. So what if they are dying? We have seen this sentiment. And what we saw today in Kushinagar is just a continuation of this bloodthirsty sentiment. But I'll make a few more points. One is that inside a certain community, they have always been, encouraged to see themselves in terms of community rather than as individuals. And the Indian state has actually always encouraged this kind of thinking. There was no uniform civil code. They make their own laws. They run their own schools. They run their own universities. Even so, all these even things like patriarchal imposition on women like burqa, hijab, triple talaq, nikah halala, everything is imposed. Everything is decided by the community. And now we are seeing, of course, the natural corollary is that they think that even your votes are to be decided by the community. And if you go against that, then there is a very medieval, a very barbaric kind of reaction. And that is what we have seen in Kushinagar.
No, but Aarti Agarwal, Hindus are not lynching each other because they, in a family there are two people who have voted for different parties. They are not lynching each other in their families. Right. How dare you vote for the Congress? How dare you vote for the Samajwadi Party? How dare you vote for the BJP? Nobody is lynching anybody there.
So Anand, I want to add here that, I've always seen the left liberal and, the opposition keeps saying that there should be no politicization of this matter and this crime. And after giving this disclaimer, they go ahead to politicize it. So this disclaimer really does not hold when people keep saying that there should be no politicization. And then they go ahead to, pass the buck and politicize it. Ma'am, please let me make my point and you can speak after me. You have shouted enough already. So first of all, this is one thing I want to observe here, that you cannot politicize something after saying there should be no politicization of this crime. The second thing I want to say is that, I think this ideology and this idea of, there has to be a certain code for a certain community to follow, especially in this particular community, is so inbred that, we still have only two of the criminals arrested. As far as my knowledge goes, the rest are still absconding. So, how is it that they're able to abscond? How is it that they're able to lynch people in broad daylight? This crime happened in broad daylight. It is not some suppressed murder. We know who the criminals are, and yet, because it is a certain type of a crime, we are not able to even nab the criminals. How is it possible? So this is not just one crime. It is a crime which is supported by so many, and that is why we are not able to even nab the criminals in proper time.
Aarti Agarwal ji is talking about something which I didn't even mention. What I'm saying is, if there is a crime which has been committed, it has to be dealt with as a crime. Nobody has the right to lynch anybody. Forget slap people. Nobody should be, should have that much of courage that they'll go and slap somebody. And when you're talking about a government like UP government, which has been there for 5 years, are you not going to question the administration? How dare anybody go and kill somebody in broad daylight?
Wow.
And this is the cross-party line.
Absolute love that sentiment, love that voice and that decibel. 2021 Bengal, 48 hours, what transpired in Bengal? Where was your voice? Where was that voice, Sujata Paul? Today it's happened in a BJP-ruled state, so you are shouting. But when it happened in Bengal, where was your voice? When it is happening daily in Rajasthan, where is your voice? तो वहाँ की लड़की लड़ने के काबिल नहीं है, वहाँ लड़ना नहीं चाहिए उस लड़की को. और यहाँ पर भी इस लड़की को लड़ना नहीं चाहिए क्योंकि उसके बाहर, घर के बाहर बीजेपी का झंडा लगा है. और no, I am asking you, ma'am, where is your shame, ma'am? Where is your shame? Let me ask you, where are all those people, those champions of rights and human rights? Where are they? How many of them marched the streets of Bengal and asked questions of that lady there and her disposition? How many people are today coming out and saying, we stand with the family of Babar Ali against those brutes, irrespective of political parties? No, you please tell me. RP Singh, it is your fault, RP Singh. It is your fault that in a BJP-ruled state, somebody who stands up for you is lynched. It is your fault that in a non-BJP ruled state, somebody who votes for you is chased out of the state. It is your fault, RP Singh. That's what the opposition is saying.
Well, Anand, thank you, Anand. I expected Sujata Paul should have also reacted on their minister's son raping a Dalit woman, Dalit girl, just 5 days back. I still remember a person named Krishna Valmiki was lynched by Sagar Qureshi, Rais Imran Sohail and Sahid Qureshi and Akhtar Ali. They never reacted on it, and then these guys are still free. I mean, this was last year June when it happened in Rajasthan. So they will never utter a word. That selective amnesia, that selective reaction, pick and choose when they do, that's sad. And then I still remember Sonia Gandhi couldn't hold a tear and tears kept rolling her cheeks for Aris Khan, the Batla House terrorist. But not a word for Babar Ali, not a word, because I said it's very selective. BJP का है तो कोई बात नहीं, कोई और टेररिस्ट मरेगा, कोई आतंकवादी मरेगा, उसके लिए आंसू भी बहेंगे, आंसू निकलेंगे खूब जोरों से, साए आंसू फूटेंगे. Anand, whether they stand with us or whether they voted for us, not voted for us, but justice should be given to everyone, whether in Bengal, whether in Rajasthan, whether in UP. And then Amit Shah ji has been taking personal interest and in ensuring that even in Bengal, I mean, we are pursuing their cases, not that we are not pursuing their cases. Even court is regularly intervening into the matters. Even in UP, we rest assured.
Sir, respectfully, sir, radicals in Kashmir, radicals in Karnataka, radicals in Kushinagar, radicals will only know this language of fear, this language of the bullet or the language of the mallet. The point is, sir, these radicals, you have to put the fear of the gun in them. You have to put the fear of law in them. And you have to give those people who are standing up for Sabka Saath the courage that you should stand up for Sabka Saath because everybody is standing with you and not abandon them. Right now, sir, the Prashasan, the administration abandoned this family. despite them showing support to Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Yogi Adityanath. And that's a reality. Let's look at some numbers. This Muslim vote is increasing even for the BJP. Even if it consolidated overall in favor, overall against for the Samajwadi Party, the Muslim vote in Uttar Pradesh has gone up by 2% between 2017 and 2022. This is what CSDS is saying. The second highest vote in 2022 after the Samajwadi Party, higher than the BSP, the Congress and the AIMIM. The vote has gone to the BJP. And there's a reason why, ladies and gentlemen. Because the Sabka Saath, that's the theme, and this government is walking the talk on Sabka Saath. Have a look at these numbers. The numbers very clearly show the Muslim vote. And they also talk about where it worked. Have a look at this. 31% of the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana houses were in minority-dominated areas, and 25 of the minority or Muslim-dominated areas. Muslim-dominated areas, not just minority, Muslim-dominated areas. 33% of the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi beneficiaries, once again, helping in those areas where it is non-Hindus. 37% of the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana beneficiaries, non-Hindus. 36% of the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana beneficiaries, non-Hindus. Minority Affairs Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi said this in the Lok Sabha on the 24th of March 2022 as he quoted these numbers.